Hi, I'm Kendra Bailey Morris, and welcome to the Heart of the Home. We are here in Sur La Table's gorgeous kitchen today, and we are going to be making a slow cooker recipe. And this is a recipe from my cookbook, The Southern Slow Cooker. And this is a really great recipe. It's a Frito pie, and you may or may not be sure what Frito pie is. It's not really a pie. It's actually a combination of chili and Frito's corn chips and sour cream and cheese, and how can you go wrong with that? And it's a really, really easy recipe to make. It's a crowd pleaser. Definitely something that's great if you're going to be entertaining. So basically to make this, you're going to approach this as you would just be making typical chili. And I've got some ground beef that I've been frying in this pan here. And I use extra lean beef, and whenever I'm slow cooking, I always try to use extra lean ground beef because as it renders a lot of fat, you don't want whatever's cooking in your slow cooker just to be sitting in a pile of fat. So it's tempting to do the 80-20 or 85-15 on the beef. I do an extra lean is what I prefer, and you still get plenty of tenderness because it cooks so long. And I've already got this browned, so I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic. I've got some minced garlic. And some people might be saying, oh, well, why are you using the pan when you have the slow cooker? Well, I actually prefer almost as much as possible, even though it's an extra step, to brown my foods in the pan. It adds so much more flavor because slow cooking typically tends to water things down. And you can do the dump and cook if you like, but I definitely encourage you with dishes like this to brown your beef. It's also a safety concern. You want to do that as well, and you'll get tons more flavor doing this. Extra step. It's well worth it. And I also have some chili powder, a couple of tablespoons of chili powder. And I'm just going to toast these spices. Again, it's going to add more flavor on down the road. And I've got some cumin. These are all very typical when you're making chili. Oregano. This is dried oregano. And I've got some salt here, as well as some sugar. And that just kind of balances the heat out a little bit because we're going to put some cayenne, which is next, and a little black pepper. And this is ready to go. I'm just going to stir it around a bit. And you could go heavy or easy on the cayenne pepper depending on how you like it. I like things spicy, so I did about a teaspoon or so. Okay, so I've got my slow cooker insert ready to go, and I'm just going to pour this directly in. And I like to go ahead and spray the inside of my slow cooker with some cooking spray. It makes life much easier. It makes cleanup a whole lot easier at the end when you're finished after this has been cooking for a while. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some tomato sauce. It's just plain tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add a can of chilies and tomatoes, like a Rotel brand, chilies and tomatoes. There's lots of different brands out there, and it's basically just canned tomatoes with some canned chilies. And that adds a little extra heat, so you'll want to be aware of that. And then finally, I'm going to add some red kidney beans. And give this a stir. That looks great. And now I'm just going to go ahead and drop it inside my slow cooker. And I'm going to put the lid on. Don't forget that. And we're going to cook it on low for about 7 to 9 hours, thereabouts. Certain slow cookers run really hot. You might want to do it a little bit less. Certain slow cookers run a little bit cooler. I always encourage people, know your slow cooker, very, very important so things don't under or overcook. But I found that with an average 5 or 6 quart, around 7 to 9 hours is perfect. So this is a great kind of set it and forget it recipe. So we're going to let this go, and we'll be right back, and we'll finish the recipe. And our chili is finished, and it smells amazing. Of course, the great thing about slow cooking, your house smells incredible all day long. And this is looking really good. And this is a thicker chili, and it's a thicker chili because it's going to go on top of the Fritos. And this is a very Texas dish, originated in Texas, or so the saying goes. And it's not something that you'd be necessarily eating out of a bowl, although you could. So what I'm going to do is start by adding some Fritos corn chips. And I prefer the smaller ones because they're easier to eat, bite-size wise. And I can't say this is a low-fat dish, but it's really, really good. Everything in moderation, right? This is a splurge. This is a game day recipe that would be wonderful. And now I'm going to go ahead and take some of the chili, and you just pile it right on top, like so. Always feel free to be generous with it. Here it is here. And to really finish it off, you can always add some jalapenos, and this is a very traditional way of making this dish. Some pickled jalapenos, just kind of throw those on there. Minced onions. Another way to serve this dish is to serve it right out of the smaller packages of Fritos, and that's a lot of fun, especially if you were having a party. You just pile it all in the bag and then give everybody a fork and let them eat right out of the bag. It's called a walking taco. And of course, I'm going to add some cheese. Got to have the cheese. Right there in the middle, that works. And some cilantro. So you can build these however you want to build them, but I think this is always the prettiest. You have a whole layering going on here. Okay, so this is our dish for slow cooker Frito pie. Again, we've kind of made our own little pie here. I'm Kendra Bailey Morris. Let's get cooking.
Recipes from the heart of the home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.